What's up, the internet? It's producer Kyle. How's it going? It's been a long week. Been a long weekend. Jay is a little under the weather, so the Hydra Hangout is off tonight, so that's why I'm here. I would never do a show during the Hydra Hangout, but because Jay is under the weather, I am here. I am doing a live sale. I have some friends coming to hang out with me, so we're going to do the things. Like, we're just going to make this super easy. We're going to make this super simple. Say hi when you get here. Let me know you're here. We are going to have a bunch of stuff on offer, but we'll get to all of that in just about a minute's time. I do want to show you guys one thing that will be available in this show, though, because, well, I feel like it. Where'd it go? There it is. Anyhow, we'll be right back. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Weekend Warrior Live Sale. This is the name of the show I did for years during the pandemic and before when I was selling by myself. Then when I got back into selling, we'll talk about that in a minute, David Moore. Just hang out. But when I got back into live selling, I was doing it with Jay and with other people, so he called it the Producer's Live Sale. Well, guess what? Jay's under the weather. I'm here by myself, kinda. I have some friends coming to join me, so I thought I'd bring back the old name. What up, Kilted Corgi, Lorena, TJ James? I'm going to bring in my friend. My friend has a catchphrase. It's fee-fi fo-fum. He has been featured in many, many comics featuring giants. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Koala.
Oh, you know, it's funny you mentioned the whole giant thing because I have a meeting with somebody at work next week, and it'll just be a quick 5-minute thing, and they're like 4'5". So it'll be a quick stand-up meeting type thing.
Ooh, can they climb you like a tree?
No, that would not end well for anybody.
Well, I mean, not can they, because DHR, but if circumstances were different, is that height short enough that they could climb you as though you were a tree?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'd probably need another 6 to 8 inches shorter to climb me properly.
All right. So Pat is the person held responsible, I guess is what I'm going to call him, but he is the floor manager person. Again, I'm going to call him person held responsible. Pat is involved with Cherry Capital Comic-Con, which is a great comic convention in Traverse City, Michigan. That is perhaps the only comic book convention I'm going to be at this year that isn't like the EXP wants me to be there. So Pat is a dear friend, and so he's going to hang out and help us with the show tonight, and we're going to talk about Cherry Capital Comic-Con. But before we get into the show, I was going through my big boxes of trades that, we have some on offer that I'm going to pull a couple out for David Moore here in a second. And I found this book. And as I was doing that, Cherry Capital and Comic-Con announced that they're going to have a guest who was involved with this book.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed
So,
we are.
Pat, while I transition everything over and start getting books out, tell everybody a little bit about Cherry Capital Comic-Con and what is going on this year at the show.
Yeah, so we are in our 16th, 17th year.
Sounds right.
So, yeah, the gap year messes everything up. I can't quite remember exactly how many. Yeah, 17th show, 18th year. That's what it is. So we've been going for quite a while. This is we are a comics first show. We are really all about the Artist Alley. When Mike and Rob and the group that originally founded the show were starting out, they really wanted to have a show that had a very heroes vibe, and really kind of concentrate on that comic aspect of a Comic-Con and not really steer too much into the pop culture and the media and all that. And obviously we've evolved over the years, and we're a little farther away than we were from Heroes originally, because we will have the occasional media guest and things like that, and pop vinyl vendors and stuff like that. And so we kind of kept evolving as our crowd wanted. We are Memorial Day weekend at the Grand Traverse Resort and Spa in Acme, Michigan, technically, but Traverse City's the metropolis. the massive metropolis, right, Kyle?
Yeah, and I swear to God.
But yeah, so we've got probably this is probably one of my favorite lineups that we've ever done, because it's a totally fun lineup full of pretty incredible creators. So we are starting out with Tom Waltz from TMNT and The Last Ronin. As Kyle just said, Eric Powell is going to be there. We have Josh Mallerman, who is doing a comic book right now with Dirk Manning, and who also wrote I'm stuck on Bird Box. Is it Bird Box? Okay, I was stuck on Bird Box. I thought I was wrong. Which obviously was turned into a movie starring Sandra Bullock, and who doesn't love Sandra Bullock? So we've got all that. We do have a media guest that we just announced yesterday. We are going to have from the MCU Red Skull and The Walking Dead. Ross Marquand is going to be here for the show this year. So really awesome, comics connected, really, involved type of media guest, and just there's so much going on. We're going to announce the winner for the Gary Reed Independent Creator of the Year Award. That's going to be awesome. I'm super stoked for that. So lots going on. We always do a lot of stuff. We do a drink and draw in honor of Steve Dillon, who was a very good friend of ours. And then we do an art auction the next night with all of that art and stuff in there, and raise money for the Hero Initiative. And then we also raise money for a local kid-focused charity as well. So we're all about just kind of bringing that focus onto comics and bringing that comics community together. And one of the things, one of the newer things we've done it for 2 years now, this will be our third year, is we actually run a student artist alley for a couple hours on Sunday, where local students can bring their artwork in and they get a table. We give it to them free of charge. They come in for a couple of hours and they get to run like they're an artist alley, because they are, and we've had a really great success with that, and really just want to do that to continue bringing comics to the younger crowd and getting them involved in it and getting them involved in the creation process. So
awesome. Okay, David Moore, just confirming you want it. I don't have a copy of Redneck here. I will check in the storage unit in the warehouse to see if I have more, and I will message you. But if you want that one, just claim it. Let's get some books up on the wall. We're going to start with some Silver Age Marvel. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 16. This was a 25 center originally. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 16. Jay, I'm glad you're here. Go back to bed.
Jay's sleeping like he just discovered sleep. So,
well, Jay has been having an allergic reaction all week, and is very puffy and is not doing well, which is why we're even here tonight. So, we want you to get. Oh, I didn't realize he said that. Yes, go back to bed. Marvel 2-in-1, number 37, featuring regular old Matt Murdock. Not Daredevil, just Matt Murdock, Esquire, attorney at law.
with the mother loving thing.
$5. How about some Silver Age DC? This cover is by Basil Wolverton. And I say that because it's a funny name and I don't think it's real. Because this book is plop, number 1.
Basil.
So that's going to be $20.
Gonna find out that's like like Steve Dillon book or something crazy. Like,
no, we're gonna find out that it's Carmine Infantino, but like he didn't want to claim it.
Yeah, like
right. And we'll do one more. I need one more book to throw up there. This one will work. We're going to do this book for $15. In my con box, it's normally between $20 and $50, depending on the value of this book at any moment. It's a major first appearance in Marvel Comics.
It's a major award.
Thor number 133, Behold the Living Planet. This is the first appearance and origin of Ego the Living Planet. Or Kurt Russell, depending on how you feel about things. $15.
I was about to say that was Chris Evans.
Nope.
Helmsworth.
Nope.
Which there's so many Chris's.
It's Chris also Pratt. Not mine.
It's Chris Pratt. Oh my goodness. I could not get there. I'm like,
I was waiting. I was gonna let you flail for a second.
I know you were letting me. I knew you were letting me.
I was gonna let you flail for a second while I took a swig of this. So.
I absolutely felt the we're gonna let him drown for a minute. Man, it's just getting old. It's no fun.
No, it's true. Yep, it's Chris Pratt's dad. First appearance here.
I mean, yeah. You've got the Living Planet next to Plop and the Thing. I feel like that was intentional. I feel like Plop is in between the Living Planet and the Thing for a reason. Not to mention, look at the arm legs on that thing.
Right.
And
here's
it's
the
amazing.
Thing. I've got multiple copies of that book.
Of course you do. Because why wouldn't you?
Well, so the thing is that it comes from. So Plop comes out of that Mad Magazine sort of house that was happening at DC at the time. But it was one of those, when Marvel would do Assistant Editors Month, and it's what if the Fantastic Four had all been ballerinas or some crap? This was DC's version of, all right, we just need to get something out the door. And I believe, and this is a don't quote me on this thing, I believe that came out on an April 1st.
Oh.
So, like, it's one of those where I think it just worked out to be DC wanted to do something dumb. All right, everybody. Pat and I are here hanging out. We're going to keep moving on some books. But this is a different kind of sale than we often see here on EXP. This is a You Drive the Boat sale. So I've got silver and bronze. I've got trades. I've got modern books. I've got variants. I've got high end. I've got $2 books. I've got trades. I've got exclusives, Comics Pro exclusives, that kind of stuff. You tell me what you want to see, and that's the direction we're going to drive the boat.
Just
the one
please
thing
don't
I
drive
will
the boat
say
into
is,
the pier.
hmm?
Just please don't drive the boat into the pier.
It's true. The one thing I will say is, nope, I didn't bring turtles. Just because I have not gotten the turtles put back in order after the last thing I did with them. That's probably a 2-week process at this point.
That sounds dirty. What'd you do to the poor turtles?
They went to Great Lakes Comic-Con.
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
So, they got gone through pretty heavily, and they're out of order. How about some X-Men, Pat?
We always love some X-Men. We always have to, we have to argue whether or not Cyclops shoots lasers, or if it's a force, or or heat ray, or what is it?
Whether or not Cyclops is just the worst.
I mean, I don't think that's arguable. He is the worst, but you notice on the current run of X-Men, Gail Simone did not get Cyclops on her team.
Right. All right. Speaking of Cyclops, these are all going to be $2. Normally in the con box they're in between 8, and the one book goes for 10, but I'm gonna do them for 2 tonight. This is the first appearance of Valerie Cooper. It's probably a 9.6 condition. Uncanny X-Men 176, regularly $10. Tonight, $2. Uncanny X-Men 177. In the last show I just did before this one, I reached in and pulled out 4 copies of this. $2, like all in the same handful. Like I just grabbed 4 random books, and it was all for that book. So that's Uncanny X-Men 177 for $2. Uncanny X-Men 179. If I ever get married, that's probably what it'll look like. $2. And this one is a first appearance, but it's not the first appearance. It's a first modernish appearance, I guess Bronze Age appearance. Uncanny X-Men 246. This is the first Bronze Age Master Mold for $2.
Man, little run of X-Men there for $8. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. And here's what we'll do over here on the experience. I wouldn't do it on CBSM, but I'll do it here. Claim them all, and I'll do it for $5.
Oh, that's the 179 is the wedding of Kitty Pryde, right? I mean, that's Kitty on the cover.
Huh?
That's Kitty on the cover, right?
It is, but it's like, you know how Batman 50 was the wedding of Batman and Catwoman?
Right. No, yeah, I know. But that's I feel like that's what was advertised as the wedding of Kitty Pryde, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was what it was advertised as. But that's not exactly how it went.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's been forever. I don't even know if I've ever actually read that segment of X-Men, but I mean,
I think I have the run from like 170 to 200 in like quintuplicate. The guy who I used for pressing for years, basically what he would do is I would buy, or he would buy runs like that and press them all up. And then we would trade. So he would get a bunch of a couple of rare Spider-Mans for, sometimes 10 or 15 runs of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a pretty good deal for me because then I had, product to show people, right? I had new product to offer people.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about Kitty Pryde, I'm going to put up a Kitty Pryde key that I showed earlier. I wouldn't normally show it this early in the show, but I got other fun keys to show later.
Is that like a Francis Scott Key?
If anyone in the chat gets that reference without Googling it, so you got about 10 seconds to put it in the chat where it's from, I will give you 10% off anything you claim tonight. Uncanny X-Men 139, Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men. Uncanny X-Men 139, Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men, $75. And because I know how long the lag is, the time is up. So no one gets the 10% off for knowing the Francis Scott Key.
We didn't even get any guesses. That just makes me sad.
Listen, Pat, we are a kind of nerd that most folks ain't.
It's true. I mean, but we can't be that obscure of a nerd because one of those people is going to Motor City this year.
Who's going to be at Motor City?
You didn't see? President Bartlett.
Oh. I did see them. Okay, now that you say that, I did see that Martin Sheen was coming. That he is the only reason that I will perhaps go. And
it's making me want to run down there.
As a reference to what we're talking about, guys, we're talking about the West Wing, obviously. And should I tag Nick and get her to come over and be like, hey? But no, I'm going to have him sign my pocket copy of the Constitution.
That's this is the way.
Mm-hmm. Marvel Triple Action 13 reprints first appearance of the Swordsman when the Swordsman joins the Avengers. It's going to be $5. Incredible Hulk 337 X Factor appears. Incredible Hulk 337 X Factor appears.
That's by the time he's Joe Fixit on the cover, right? Like he's not. That's not Hulk.
Right in that era. I've not read that issue in so long. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But we'll do another Marvel Triple Action. Marvel Triple Action 6. Mole Man and the Red Ghost. This is $15. Mark Spears is guesting at the Huntsville Comic-Con. Got to think about that. All right, here's a question, chat. If you go to a Comic-Con, if there's a celebrity there, is there a celebrity that would make you go specifically to a convention you wouldn't otherwise go to? And what thing would you have them sign that you don't think many other people would have them sign?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I will lead off. A couple of years ago, I specifically went to Motor City Comic-Con to see William Daniels. And the thing I had him sign, rather than anything from Boy Meets World or anything from Knight Rider, I had him sign my Blu-ray copy of 1776. The musical. Where he played John Adams.
John Adams?
Mm-hmm. Is there a celebrity that would get you to go to a Comic-Con? And what celebrity is it? And what weird thing would you have them sign?
Wow. Man. I feel like it's Lin-Manuel Miranda for me, but I'm trying to think of the thing that I'd have him sign. Because I feel like there's like some options, but man, because I'm not a huge signature hound. It's never been my big thing to have him to run down signatures. It's just I'm happy to meet him. I love meeting him. I love having a quick chat, stuff like that. But that to me is more like if I can somehow engage them for a minute and have a legitimate conversation with them, even if it's just for a minute about a legit topic. And Kyle, you know this, but the audience probably doesn't know. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I'm also I grew up 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from where Kevin Nash grew up. So when I saw him at a wrestling show, he was doing his meet and greet, all that thing beforehand. I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I grew up right around the corner from where he's like, oh, man. And he's like, oh, come on, sit down. You can do a picture. Let's do a picture. Blah, blah, blah. He like sat there for just a couple minutes just talking about where we grew up. And that's just a fun thing.
Bill Daniels and I talked about the fact that I have played in 1776 more than once because I'm bald and fat. Benjamin Franklin, but I've always wanted to play John Adams because he has all the good songs. But when you're bald and fat, the number of characters you can play that are founding fathers is not many, it seems. So we talked about it. We talked about that. Or First Astronomicon, which is happening this weekend. Sitting in a green room with Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Jay Muse talking from the big book of AA because we were all struggling is like one of those moments where you're like, oh, this is a weird moment, right? Like, but yeah, those are my favorites, are the weird little conversations you have with people.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes is another example of that. Like, met him shortly after he left WWE, 10 years ago at this point almost.
Yeah.
Before he'd really started going, and he'd literally said, book me anywhere. And he booked at a show right here in town and got in. You were one of the first people in the door, got in, like really stoked because I've always been a big Cody fan. Like I've thought he was wildly underrated. And DiBiase Jr. really hurt his brand, and then of course his name always ruined him because Vince is Vince, and but yeah, but sat there and he still talks about this show because he randomly on Impulsive talked about that specific show. He's like, yeah, I went up and went to Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling. And that's where I met him. It was at Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling, and he was the nicest guy. Like we were trying to like not monopolize his time. He's really chatty. We were like trying to walk away, and he's like, no, hey, blah blah blah, and he kept re-engaging us. So
Daredevil 157, Death Stalks the Shadows, $20. Werewolf by Night, number 19. This is a very fine, near mint condition of Werewolf by Night, number 19. $30. A not quite as nice, but still pretty good for the age, Werewolf by Night, number 29 for $10. Where are my horror fans at? And Captain America and the Falcon. Countdown to Secret Empire. The X-Men appear in this book. $30. TJ James, my Neil Adams story is, I actually showed it on a sale earlier this week. I think you were on. I have an Avengers cover signed by him. And all he wanted to do the whole time was talk about Cosmos. the show Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh wow, TJ, that's a good deep cut. John Delancey talking about his Days of Our Lives days. Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Remember, you guys are steering the boat. You tell me what you want to see. I see you guys out there. We could keep doing books like this. We could do some variants. We could do some exclusives. We could do some trades. You guys want to do autographs? Tell me where you want me to drive the boat, and I will drive the boat. So the question was a con you wouldn't otherwise go to do that. And so, like, again, I wasn't going to go to Motor City that year, but because Bill Daniels was there and because I wanted to get that signed, I went. And then he almost signed his name, spelled his name wrong. Because we were so busy talking musical theater that, like, he wasn't paying attention. So, like, I don't know how many people have a Mr. Feeney misspelling, but I do.
Speaking of Boy Meets World, did you guys see the whole Pod Meets World blow up a couple of weeks ago?
I listened to the podcast.
Do you listen? Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
It was a lot of nothing.
It was a lot of nothing, but it was uncomfortable. Like,
yep.
They were very unhappy with each other.
Girls fight weird.
They do. They really do. I'm a girl dad, and yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Girls fight weird. One of my favorite conversation stories. It was actually the first year I was working C4 at the after party. It's like 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. We were still kind of a party con at that point, but I am sitting at a table at the brewery that we had the thing at, and I'm drinking with Angel Medina, who
will be back this year.
Who will be back this year? Who I love. He's just a wonderful guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Dillon. And it's before Steve had stopped drinking, so Steve's drinking. And they are just back and forthing. And I'm just sitting there listening to two. I mean, this is 15 years ago at this point. I mean, they were still both. They're not small names now, but they were even bigger names back then. And just sitting there listening to them go and just have conversations and constantly try and bring me into the conversation. And I'm just like, Rugrats
#1 blank variant. You get Angel Medina to dry the Rugrats at a convention. $2. But this is more likely something you would have Angel Medina work on. All new X Factor. He was never an X-Men artist, but still. It's #1, $2. Those are blank covers. You can get sketch covers on. Let's do X-Men Annual #6. This is a very fine copy for $10. And the opposite of that, a very rough copy. Daredevil #21 will be $15.
I mean, if you get Angel to do something, you've got to have some perspective in it, because that dude does perspective better than anyone in the business.
So C2E2 2015. I had Angel Medina do me a blank Spider-Man cover that I still do not have in my possession. Because Angel drew it and posted it on Instagram. And then Todd commented on it. So it went off for Todd. It went off. We worked out a deal, and it went off for Todd to do some additions. And then Todd posted the update on Instagram, and it went off to Fabian Nicieza to do some additions. And it has been with Scott Hanna for the last year and a half getting inked because he's like, Kyle, this thing's taking so much ink. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to owe Scott Hanna, but it is not nothing. It is going to be a lot.
Did you intend for it to be a jam piece?
Nope.
Yeah,
I wanted 8 of pencils. But I'm bringing jam pieces to C4.
Oh.
I'm bringing, I have Tony Fleesh. Tony Fleesh is not sure, but I might have most of the inventory of this book now. Uncanny Valley #1 blanks. So I'm bringing those.
I love that book.
I bought all that Mike at Traverse City's Top Comics had. All right, guys, you want to keep seeing more books like this? You want to switch to trades? What should we do, Pat? What do you want to do?
Throw them some trades. See if they bite on some trades.
Let's switch to some trades.
They're a discerning bunch tonight.
They are. Well, and this is my 5th live sale this week, 6th live sale this week. So, you know, I get it. Everybody's probably a little tapped. We're just hanging out. I mean, again, the Hydra hangout was canceled, and I wanted to give everybody a place to hang out tonight. I think Castle may be joining us later. But yeah, I just want to give everybody a space. Because what was I going to do? Sit at home and watch Warehouse 13 reruns? Yes, I was.
Wait, Warehouse 13. Who's the lead in that?
Saul Rubnik.
No, I don't think that's what I'm thinking of then.
Warehouse 13 was a spin-off, or was a Sci-Fi Channel original with Eddie McClintock, Saul Rubnik. I can't think of the woman's name. I'll look it up here in a second. And
that's not the one with Amanda Tapping, is it?
I have a crush on her, huh?
That's not the one with Amanda Tapping, is it?
Maybe. Steve Wagner, Noise Wrangler, what's up, buddy? All right. Critical Role, Tales of Exandria, The Bright Queen for $5. That's written by Matt Mercer from Critical Role. One of the best sci-fi shows, I agree. Grim Fairy Tales, Realm War, Age of Darkness, Volume 2, $5. That book has collars. Die by Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans, Volume 1, $5. And Matt Kent, Trevor Harshen's Eternity, Volume 1 from Valiant Comics, $5. Yeah, no, Amanda Tapping with Stargate and Sanctuary. You're right, TJ.
Oh, Sanctuary. That's the one I'm thinking of, Frank. Thanks, TJ. I knew she did another sci-fi show. I just couldn't remember what it was called.
So this is Eddie McClintock, Sal Rubnik, Allison Scagliotti. Joanne Kelly. Aaron Ashmore was on a couple of seasons.
So is that the one where the warehouse was like robbed and they're out going and retrieving the relics that were in that warehouse?
There, CCH Pounder was in it. Yeah. It wasn't robbed. It was, they're just, these things from history have special powers. And they go and they archive them, essentially.
Okay.
It's kind of like The Librarian.
And that's what I was confusing it with at first, because at first I had Noah Wiley in my head, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
it's not Warehouse 13. So,
Right.
speaking
But I
of,
mean, the number of people who are on one episode or a few episodes of this show, like, Jewel
Jewel State.
State from Firefly was in it. Roger Rees did a whole big long arc.
Oh wow.
Ken, none of the Daredevils have sold so far. Give me a second and I will grab them for you. Tia Carrere did an episode. Joe Morton was in it. Eric Avari. Sam Huntington, Anthony Michael Hall, Timothy Odmanson, Simu Liu, Judd Hirsch.
Did you say Simu Liu?
Yeah.
Wow.
Enrico Calantoni. Like, just a ton of people. Michael Hogan, a ton of people. Yeah, H.G. Wells was played by Jamie Murray. Had a big, long story arc. Mark Shepard was in it.
Oh, love Mark Shepard so much.
Anyway. All right, let me grab...
grab those Daredevil books.
I'm working on it. Give me just a second here, Ken. Because I have some Daredevils in a couple of different places here that I've offered.
I've never watched Supernatural all the way through, so I'm in the middle, darn near in literally the middle of the show, because I'm in like the middle of season 7. So,
all right. So Ken, we had Daredevil 157. That was $20. Do you have a second? And we had Daredevil 21. And again, like, I want you to understand the condition of the Daredevil 21, right? She is beat, but that's going to be $15. Let me know if you want
them. We mentioned Noah Wiley and CCH Pounder. I sound like a freaking TV commercial right now, but I've been enjoying The Pit.
I haven't watched it yet. I can't do a medical drama right now. I can only do like light drama. So I'm doing Warehouse 13 and Eureka.
Never watched Eureka. Always wanted to. Never did.
Eureka, you would be triggered by Eureka. 157 is what grade? Fine, very fine, I would say, Ken. Corners are square. There's no real spindings. Colors are clean. Back cover, there's not a lot of rub or no rub at all. Pages are a little bit off-white, but not bad. So I would say fine, very fine. I would say it's a G at best. I would say it's good at best.
Even with the rough camera, that one looked pretty rough. Like,
yeah, it's.
I feel like a 2 would be generous on that one.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's if we were gonna send it off, I would guess 152. Just so you know, that book has been in my collection since it was on the rack. Like that was when my dad bought when it came out. Uh, are you into both of them, Ken? Because if you want to do both of them, I'll do both for 30. I would feel better doing 20 on 157 and 10 on 21, just because of condition. But I would do both for 30 if you wanted to do that. All right, guys. Nobody wants trades, which nobody's into those trades. I'll get some other trades up here in a second. All right. But I did have right here with me that was going to go up in the next lot, Ken. Daredevil 56. First appearance of Death's Head. That was going to be $50. That I was going to do for 30. So if you were into 56, I would do both 56 and 157 for like 45. All right. Should we do some more trades, some different trades?
Yeah, let's see what you got. Let's do one more round.
All right. How about some all ages trades?
Ooh.
I grabbed these because someone asked me about all ages trades early in the week, and I didn't have any with me. So these are all going to be $5 if you want one. They're $5 each. I will get post-it notes on them momentarily. All right, let's start with from Tokyo Pop. Disney's The Descendants. Trade paperback volume, the complete collection. Rotten to the Core trilogy for $5. From Ablaze, the Awfully Big Comics collection from Grumpy Cat.
I already hate it.
I don't know anything about this. It came out from Action Lab, but it's an all ages fantasy. These are short stories called Princeless.
Oh yeah, she saves herself. She doesn't need a prince to save her.
That's the princess who saved herself.
But that's the same, it's the concept of this one.
Okay, same premise. Okay.
Yeah, it's very simple. As I recall, that's the same that type of premise where it's like
I can't remember who published The Princess Who Saved Herself, but Greg Pak wrote it. So, all right. Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, Bug Out. So this is the first volume of Miraculous. All of those will be $5. You know, when Grumpy Cat came out, I kind of judged Grumpy Cat. Like, I'm like, why do we need a comic of this meme? And then, like, the comics were actually good. And I felt bad for being judgy.
You should. Grumpy Cat is the most adorably grumpy thing ever.
But like, again, like, why do we need a comic of this meme? But
I mean, didn't we get it? I'm surprised we didn't get a Hawk Tua comic
yet. You're okay? Lorena's grabbing Grumpy Cat.
Love it.
I have more Grumpy Cat in the warehouse, so I will bring those later on, Lorena, if you're into them. I grabbed one just to kind of see how it went, because I just super wasn't sure.
Anything's possible. You just never know what people is going to hit with people.
Right. Because then I have something like this, which again, I don't know anything about. It's from Action Lab. Maybe. Yeah, published by Action Lab. That I feel like is just going to hit somebody right where they live. Action Lab Dog of Wonder. Volume 2, Where My Dog's At? I have no idea. But that seemed interesting. Action Lab Dog of Wonder. And then I got Dog of Wonder, Dog of Light. Like, is that whole book about being dyslexic at Christmas?
What?
Did you ever hear the song about the dyslexic? Did you ever hear the one about the dyslexic agnostic, Pat?
No.
They laid awake at night wondering if there was a such thing as a dog.
Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi.
You got it, Lorena.
Yep. Okay. I needed to read to make sure that I was remembering Prince list correctly, because I had a friend who was working at Action Lab for a while, and I could not quite remember. And yeah, it's absolutely a Princess saves herself type story, which was also nominated for 2 Eisner Awards.
Yeah.
So.
All right. This book reads backwards. It's a manga-style American graphic novel from Capcom. Mega Man Master Mix Robot Rebellion. This is volume 1 of Mega Man Master Mix. $5.
I just felt like they never made enough Mega Man comics. I feel like it lends itself to a comic very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they've made a good number of Mega Man comics, but I feel like they just never really swung at it as well as they should have.
I don't feel like it ever really got the kind of the credit it deserved, or the push it should have gotten.
I think because it never really made it as a cartoon all that well, they probably didn't want to push too hard on it. But, there's enough of an audience, and it's, back when you could print anything and everything. Now it costs, $75 to print one page of anything because, tariffs.
I grabbed the book that I thought was an all ages book. Turns out very much not.
Oh.
And I think I got to read it first now.
You're gonna have to message me the title, because now I have to know what not all ages book is Okay, I haven't heard of that one, but I can understand why you would think it's all ages.
Hold on.
Oh no.
There we go.
A trade paperback theater.
These kids are foul-mouthed, raising hell, and doing battle with the living dead. It's been 3 months since a terrible epidemic turned the population into zombies hungry for fresh meat. Only after devouring almost all of humanity, the undead themselves begin to wither and fall from famine. Somewhere in a suburban town, Ben, 10 years old, and still traumatized by the death of his parents, forms with his friends the last bastion of humanity. Between hunting zombie survivors, expeditions to amass food, toys, and comics, all filmed by the aptly named Spielberg, life flows rather peacefully in their world. Until something worse than nuclear disaster for nuclear disaster or the 4 flashing red rings of death on an Xbox 360 hits their small community, 2 girls. Accustomed to chilling by the pool, eating chocolate bars, and playing video games, how will the boys react to Polly's bizarre new customs and little sister Sue?
Oh, so it's a coming of age zombie book. Yeah, there's a whole lot to unpack there.
Yeah. I think I need to read this.
I would agree with that statement. I think you do.
All right. So if anybody wants to go back to trades, we can go back to trades. We can do some more trades, but I'm going to pull these down. And we'll do... what do we want to see, Pat? I got $2 books. I got Marvel and DC Silver and Bronze. I got some variants here. I got some autographs.
There are a couple autographs up there.
All right.
I mentioned earlier that we do an art auction at Cherry Capital Comic Con on Saturday night where we raise money for charities.
For Hero Initiative.
For the Hero Initiative, and our local charity partner. But we also, during that art auction, we also have the Cherry Capital Comic Prom, which has become a crazy popular event at the show. People get decked out in their prom outfits. People run for prom monarchy, and we crown someone at the end of the night. And they run. This is the fun twist on this. They run by raising money. Whoever raises the most money gets crowned at the end of the night. So it's an extra fundraising effort, and it's worked out super well. The people have been just absolutely amazing, and we let people raise ahead of time. If you want to raise ahead of time, you want to get stuff the ballot box beforehand, go for it. So it's all about raising as much money for those charities as we can. So
it's always a good time. I usually leave during prom and go hang out with the nieces and nephews. AKA I take Pat's daughter, Seth the Moose's daughter, and Rob Humphrey, who is involved with Cherry, his son, and we go bowling. I usually go hang out with the nieces and nephews.
You'll have an extra one this year because there's a Klingon this year.
Oh, there's somebody has a
No, just a friend. No, not just her just her bestie right now.
That's fine. Like, again, the more the merrier. Miss Jen went with us last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Ironically,
bowling is fun.
Ironically, another redhead.
Miss Jen will be there this year.
For a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she told me all about that. I'm super happy to see her again. At some point, I'm gonna find my way down to Houston, but
yeah,
is far,
especially from where you live. But no, so that's This year, the Cherry Capital Art Auction, while I get out more of the autographs, by the way, I'm getting out a couple more signed books here. This year, the art auction will actually feature, probably for the first time since his passing, since he was there, a Steve Dillon piece of art.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you not know about this?
I don't feel like I did.
Huh. Well, you're welcome. That was something that I guess Miss Jen, Rob, and I sort of concocted behind your back.
No. That came from something Jen got, like a collection Jen got, isn't it?
Yeah, but I paid for it.
Yeah. No. I recall this now.
Huh?
I recall that conversation now.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Because that happened like in June or July.
Yeah, it's been a while. All right. I've got 2 autographs I'm going to put up. You did miss Amanda Tapping Talk, bronze.
There wasn't that much.
All right. So this has been up on a couple of sales this week. This is Uncanny Avengers. I was talking about it earlier. This is the Lair Comics exclusive cover, signed right there by Neil Adams. $40. And then this is with COA. This is Green Arrow number 13, signed by Matt Wagner, Phil Hester, and Andre Parks. There's Andre, there's Phil Hester, and Matt Wagner. It's going to be $20. Ooh, I dropped him Post-it. Let me get another Post-it. Then,
do you mean Andy Parks?
What'd I say?
You said Andre.
Andre Parks.
I did not. I don't know Andre.
Let me
Parks.
read the COA. Please hold.
Like usually when I hear Phil Hester, I think I tend to hear Andy Parks. So
hold, please. Let me actually read the COA and not the note that was written to me. Please continue to hold. Andy Parks. So the note is wrong. It's Andy Parks, everybody.
I'm like Phil like Andy Parks is Phil Hester's husband, basically.
Nope, it's Andy Parks. This is why you don't trust other people to write notes while processing your collections. Let me get a couple more books up there because I want to fill out the board there. But I'm trying to work around tape. You know the problem with tape? It's sticky. This is a triple signed. Oh, I can see it now. Triple signed Green Arrow number 3 from Quiver. Matt Wagner, Phil Hester, Andy Parks. $35. And just to make one achievable for people, I guess, let's do Green Arrow number 10. Signed. Maybe we won't do Green Arrow number 10 because that one needs a new bag and board. We'll do Green Arrow number 4. Quiver part 4. signed only by Phil Hester.
Wow. I think that's the rare book, because I don't know how many times I've seen Phil without Andy at a show.
Right.
Here's an interesting part about this, because I was like, maybe I don't know who Andre Parks is. Like, maybe I don't know this. So, and then it pops up on Goodreads with Andre Parks on Kevin Smith's Green Arrow with Kevin and Phil. And so Goodreads even has stuff incorrect, because there is no Andre Parks.
Right. No, there is an Andre Parks, but I think maybe they're a painter.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I mean that from a comics side.
Right. By the way, I have 2 through 15 of this Green Arrow Quiver run, or this Kevin Smith, Phil Hester, Andy Parks run. All of them are signed by, at the very least, Phil Hester. Guess where I bought them, Pat?
I'm gonna guess in a shoebox.
No.
No,
I'm at Cherry Capital Comic-Con.
Yeah.
From Landon Faulkner.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense. Landon is a huge Green Arrow fan. And that means I know exactly where those books were signed.
Yeah, so do I.
At least, well, you've got a COA on some of them. So.
But I know what show he got the Phil Hester one signed at.
Yeah, the ones without Andy, I don't know where he would have gotten signed, but the ones with Andy, they were signed at Cincy Comic-Con year, I want to say 2.
Yep. And the ones with Andy were signed, or the ones without Andy were signed at Lexington that same year.
Gotcha.
All right, 2, 12, and 13 bronze. Okay, so 2. There's 13. Okay, you want 13 triple signed or single signed? Because triple signed is 20, single signed is 10. Single sign is Phil Hester. Triple sign is Phil Hester, Matt Wagner, and Andy Parks. 12 is only signed by Phil Hester. There's 12. 13, and you need a 2. Okay. Give me a second. Okay.
That was such a good run. Kevin Smith had such a great run on Green Arrow, and then Matt just absolutely crushed all of the covers.
All right, let me throw something up into place to fill that run in while I grab bronze's number 2. This is Dawn of DC Superman number 1. Comics Pro exclusive variant, $5.
There's something that just, especially on the DC characters, I don't think it works on the Marvel characters as well, but there's something about DC characters with just minimal color. It just works.
With that real muted tone.
Yeah, like even I mean, I have No, my brain is just mush today. Mopping up a broken water heater just takes it all out of you.
Mhm.
Uh, Green Arrow artist. Where's the hat?
Green Arrow artist for what?
He wears the hat at his shows. Old school, like
Bronze version number 2, triple signed.
God, it's just a gorgeous cover.
That one was 40. I don't have issue 1 anymore. No, I sold it for like $150 because that one also had Kev Smith.
Now, my brain caught up. Mike Rell.
Oh, God. Okay.
I could not find the name in my head. But I have a piece from Mike. It is a Green Arrow, and it's like 6 lines. And it's one of my favorite pieces. It's gorgeous. He used negative space for it so extraordinarily well, and it's literally like 6 black lines on a piece of paper, and it's a gorgeous Oliver.
Let's do a whole thing of. Yeah, no, I love Mike Grell's art. And having met him now a couple of times, like one of my favorite conversations at a show. But we were talking earlier about great conversations to have with people at conventions. One of my favorite moments was Mike Grell talking to Bill Loebs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just this moment of Mike having reverence for Bill and Bill having reverence for Mike.
Yeah. Bill Loebs. I love seeing him getting at least a tiny bit of credit over the last 5 or so years. It's really nice to see that. I hate that it took like some major events in his life for people to finally be like, oh wait, this guy's important to comics. But at least they did, and that's better than it never happening. So
for sure. All right, I'm gonna give you another second on those books up there, guys. Bronze wanted 2, 12, and 13. Okay.
Yep.
All right. For whatever reason, I thought he wanted 3, 2, and I'm like, did I not pull the 3 off? Okay. 2, 12, and 13. Good. I just want to make sure I was right. Okay. Oh, I have the 4 books I want to put up. Okay. Let's do 4 biggies, shall we?
Sounds good.
One of them's an autograph. And it's not as big as the others, but it's a biggie if you're into a certain character that is having a moment right now. One is a CCA that I had done, or no, sorry, I purchased in 2023. And one is one of the biggest books of all time.
So Jim Lee's X-Men #1.
No. Okay. We'll start with the CCA. It's going to be $50. It's on Guardians 3000. That's all hand drawn. There's the mark. I can't remember who drew it. Does that mark look familiar, Pat?
AF maybe 23.
I don't remember, but this is gonna be $50. The book that's having a moment right now. This is a number 1 retail incentive cover, Comics Pro exclusive variant, signed with COA by Michael Fife. This is G.I. Joe Sierra Muerte number 1. So G.I. Joe is just having a moment right now. So is that guy on the cover. Just throwing it out there. Next book. I'm pretty sure this is semi-incomplete. That there's some stuff missing, but I don't want to open it unless somebody asks me to, because of the age and what this book is. But if you want me to look at it before you claim it for this price, I gladly will. This is a king-size Kirby blockbuster, Superman's ex-pal, the new Jimmy Olsen, number 134, first appearance of Darkseid. $50. And one of the biggest books of all time. Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, number 1, first printing. $175. Need to sit down for a second, Pat. I've been standing up for too long.
Probably. I mean, that tends to happen when you're slinging books. Sitting here trying to figure out that artist's mark.
Yeah, I think I picked it up at New York Comic Con. I just don't remember. I think I saw it, thought it was great, bought it. And I don't really remember who I bought it from. So.
Trying to think of who with a last name starting with F works in Copics. Ship.
Right now, Ship, we've got Dark Knight Returns number 1, first printing for $175. Superman's ex-pal Jimmy Olsen. What is that? I can never remember the number. 134, which is the first appearance of Darkseid. G.I. Joe Sierra Muerte number 1, Comics Pro exclusive variant signed by Michael Fife with COA for $15, and Guardians 3000 with Groot cover sketch by someone whose name I don't remember for $50.
I can't tell this story on air. Remind me to tell you the story about the con I was at today, in the photo booth when we're done.
Oh, did you go to Astro today?
No, there's a little local one, little free show, just a arena show. But yeah, I'll have to remember to tell you. I can't tell it on the air, unfortunately. Sorry, everybody. I hate doing that, but I'm the kind of person, if I don't say what I'm thinking in the moment, I'll never remember to say it ever again.
And I will remember because I want to hear the tea.
Rob's down there. Chip.
I am not Ship because I'm not.
Yeah. I am not either.
It's their new location is just too far for me to justify going for one day. And with what I had going on the location, or what I had going on this weekend, I couldn't go. Right. I couldn't go for the whole weekend. Their new location is just, again, it's the old one was like an hour and 10-minute drive. So it wasn't a bad drive up, drive back. The new location is 2.5, 3 hours
Wow, really?
in Ipsy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just because there's no direct way to get there. Like, it's not like I can just get on 23 and drive there.
Why can't you?
Because
Doesn't 23 come over there?
I can't get to 23 from here right now. I have to go 75 up to 275 to 23.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't realize there was
23
construction.
What is it, 96 to 20? It's like, yeah. It's just, there's no good direct route.
Gotcha. I
Right.
was like, I could have swore 23 comes into the west side of Toledo, but
It normally does.
not
But when a
tore up.
semi hits a bridge, man, a semi hits a bridge.
Oh, yeah, that'll shut things down for a while.
Couple, like probably 3 days. Like, it happened on Friday.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got to get engineers on top of engineers on top of engineers out there to see that.
Yeah, we gotta have a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Municipal red tape.
Yep.
All right.
I am excited about our artist alley this year at C4. It's shaping up nice. We've got a great group. We've got our badge artists, our poster artists. We have some secret other things that need art that are being worked on. But we have a puzzle. This is something we started last year. This one was super fun. I had no idea how it was going to go, but we have a puzzle contest. Basically, you can create your team and participate in a puzzle contest. First one done wins a prize, and everybody gets to keep their puzzle that they're building and all that stuff. So, but Corinne Roberts did art for that. We've got Kaylin Smith, not Seth the Moose. Seth the Moose is did the poster, which has been revealed. Then Ryan Lee, Kaylin Smith, and Brian Mazzani did the badge artwork for this year, and we've got Jason Douglas coming from Parallel. Because I was wondering if that was an AF on that Guardians, and if it was Adam Ferris, that made me think of Jason. That's why I kind of got down this track. But yeah, lots going on. Lots. The artist alley is stacked as usual. I'm super happy for it. We're in that final stretch. We're in that like, when's it going to get here? And oh God, it's coming way too soon. All at the same time. So
I'm going, when's it going to get here? When's it going to get here? When's it going to get here? I'm looking forward to the vacation. And I'm looking forward, I'll be honest, I am looking forward to seeing my family, to seeing you and Rob and everybody, and just getting away for a weekend,
Yep.
I've been working real hard. Okay. I put those up, and then it took me a minute to get the next batch ready. All of the next batch are Comics Pro exclusives, or you had to go to Comics Pro to get. Even if they're not exactly exclusives. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second.
When Kyle has to quantify, it always scares me.
All right, we're going to start. This is Sonya Versal, number 1. This was a Comics Pro exclusive a couple years ago. $5. This was a Diamond Retail Summit exclusive. This was before it was called Ghost Machine. This was before they launched Ghost Machine. This is Junkyard Joe number 1 by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. When it was still Mad Ghost in the Unnamed Universe, that's $10. Now it's Ghost Machine, but it's part of the Family Ulysses universe, which is Peter Tomasi and Peter Stenberg. Hornsby and Halo #1 for $15. And I have no idea how to price this next autograph. I don't know if this is a Comics Pro exclusive or if this is just the regular 4th printing cover or what they decided to do here. But this is Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, signed by Jerry Duggan and somebody's got to remind me of Brown. Is it Emmy Brown? Amy Brown? What, the artist? I'll look it up here in a second. But this is Falling in Love on the Path to Hell #1, double signed. It was a giveaway at Comics Pro. $15.
Let's see. Gary Brown.
Gary Brown. There you go.
I thought that was a G, so I was like, Gary and Jerry. Wait, that don't we have that gag at at Monroe? No, it's a Gary and Terry.
It's Parks and Rec.
Oh, still haven't watched it.
Gary, Jerry, Larry, Terry. All right, nope, you got it. Some of it is up, some of it is not. K-pop, just because, they're running the wrestling convention down there, which, by the way, Pat, are you coming down?
Isn't it like 2 days before C4?
It's like 3 weeks before.
Oh, is it that far?
It's
maybe?
the first weekend in May.
Oh.
You should look at the lineup. If you go to MonroeComicCon.com and click on Insane WrestleFest, it'll come up. I know because I built the website. I'm also sponsoring the show.
Nice.
I got a book I want to put up in that spot. Give you guys another second on those books. But I need to figure out who the artist is on this. This is the Stephen Platt cover. We're going to put up, it's to be one of the most expensive Comics Pro variants I've ever put up. This is all new Venom #1. Comics Pro exclusive Virgin variant. Cover M by Stephen Platt.
That's a sexy cover.
It's an incredibly sexy cover.
I love seeing what people can do with Venom. I feel like he's such a flexible character. Like there's so many things that can be keep going, that can be so different about the way Venom is and everything.
Like I said, K-pop, some of the list is announced. But not everybody is announced.
And I mean, they're 5 months away still. So,
But like Walter Jones is coming. He's been announced. Jim O'Barr's been announced. Some of their big cornerstone guests have been announced. Give me just a second here, because I've got it in my notes document.
Walter Jones, Tiffany Shepis from Star Trek,
Chris
Brandon.
Durand from Scream and Halloween H2O, Sergeant Slaughter, Walter Jones, Brandon J. McLaren from Power Rangers, Laurie Steele, the voice actor from Dragon Ball. Comic wise, Jim O'Barr,
Rags Morales.
Yeah, Rags Morales, Bill Morrison, Dirk Manning,
Bob McLeod.
Bob McLeod.
Did you say Dan?
Aaron McCarty will be there. Dan Mendoza will be there. Arvell will be there. I don't know what else I'm allowed to say. Rhino will be there, obviously. Anyway.
Katrina Devine from Power Rangers.
See, that was one that I wasn't sure was put up yet. So
pictures there. So
okay, well, I'm glad you're looking at the website and not.
No, I'm actually looking at the Facebook page because it was easier.
That's what I mean. I'm glad you're not just going, okay, let me scroll through this document that I have that has information that Gary's like, you're not allowed to say yet. Yes, the Red Wing player Darren McCarty, but he also has a comic book. Life is a grind. My life is an NHL enforcer.
And just a super good dude. Like,
yes, truly.
He
just bought a wrestling school.
Oh, did he really?
Yep. Because the wrestling school was in trouble, so he bought it, and Schwartzy is going to be running it.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be the only wrestling school in Michigan that has deathmatch classes.
They just call that the AEW way. Did you know Clothesline could bust you open now?
Yeah, I did that. I did know that. Ship, remind me to send you a picture after the show, man. All right, what do we want to see next, guys? You just want some $2 X-Men's?
I don't know who's got it, but Twitch has a spam comment.
Yeah, I know. Nothing we can do about it.
Well, I know it happens.
No, I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it without logging into Twitch and taking 10 minutes to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it after the stream.
What
do you guys want? You want $2 X-Men's?
$2. Like, I'm trying to make a joke out of that, and it's not working. Damn. I thought I could find a $2 X-Men joke, and it just wasn't happening.
We could flip back to the trades. I know some of you guys have seen a lot of these over the course of the week. But we could flip back over to trades. Maybe we could do some bundle blowouts. Try and get some stuff moving. Let me make a little adjustment here.
So Eddie talking about Darren McCarty. Yeah, we had Darren at C4 last year, and I knew how big of a wrestling fan he was, so I had I just replaced a TV in the house and had a spare Roku and TV laying around, and grabbed it, brought it up, set it up behind his table so that he could watch. Were they doing Crown Jewel that week? That day? I feel like they were in Saudi Arabia.
Hey, could somebody tag Triple B and see if you can get him here? I got some stuff that might be up his alley that I would like to show him. I'll show all you guys, but like again, like this just feels like showing them without him here would be mean to him.
That seems like something you'd do.
I'm gonna do these. I'll do these for $5 each. Or you know what? No. We'll do them for cover. So these are gonna be $5 each.
Yes, Ship. Definitely.
Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders Holiday Special from After Dark Comics. Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders Holiday Special, $5. And Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders from Space, number 3 from After Dark Comics for $5.
Flesh-eating cheerleaders from space.
Mm-hmm. Let me get prices put on those real fast, and then we'll grab some trades.
I love how just creative comics can be. So wonderful.
I hope more than anything, Ship, I hope they don't bring back like Lucha Bros or something. They just let that be for a while. And just let him be Ray Phoenix and let Penta be Penta.
I think that's why they brought them back on opposite shows.
Right.
To not be tempted to just cram them back together.
Right. What I would love to see is Ray Phoenix team up with Legally Not Gable. I'll be honest, K-pop. I have Triller TV now. I am watching a ton of ridiculously small promotions. And like MLW, and the one I've really been enjoying a ton, and they get great big names, is Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling out of Canada. Like they just had Joe Hendry. I Hate Fairyland Volume 2 by Scotty Young.
Oh, Scotty.
$5. He should be on the Cherry Capital list, Pat.
Scotty has been to Cherry Capital.
I know, but he should come back.
Many moons ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'd say no.
What's the one on the left? Those are both Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders from Outer Space, Triple B. Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders from Outer Space 3 for $5. Flesh-Eating Cheerleaders from Outer Space Holiday Special. From After Dark Comics. All right. Stray Dogs, Volume 2. This is Dog Days. Tony Fleece, Trish Forstner. The other one I've been watching a lot is Sammy Callahan's promotion. It's out of Columbus and Indianapolis. I'm gonna blank on the name right now.
It's not OVW.
No.
Mm. I think
You
Triple
got
B
it.
is going to take the flesh-eating cheerleaders. Triple B is going to grab those flesh-eating cheerleaders.
Yep, you got it. They're right up your alley, Triple B. I literally brought them hoping you would be here. Because I'm like, I would hang on to them, but this is something that Triple B needs for his channel. The search for After Dark comics and the rest of the run of flesh-eating cheerleaders from outer space. Like, that's just a piece of content you need to make. It's like if I could get them for you, I would get you alien toilet monsters from Mars, where apparently in this book none of the women have clothes. Hold on.
Do you sing some hold music?
I can put it on. This is gonna bother me. I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Pat. But Sammy Callahan owns a promotion in Columbus. Oh, that's true. But Triple B's seen that one, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah, Ship. That was crazy last night.
All right. Let's since we have some people here, should we throw up some minorly spicy books?
Sure, we're all adults here.
Yeah, speak for yourself. From Aspen Comics, Vince Hernandez. This is Mirka Andolfo's first American comics work, Damsels in Excess. First volume. $5. It was a 2015 Harvey nominee. And a book that on another show, another night, was sold as, do you like lesbians? Buy this book. But I'm not going to sell it this way. This is maybe one of the few books that I will ever sell from the romance erotica category. Sunstone Mercy by Stepan Sejic. If you know about Sunstone, you know what I'm talking about. $5. All right, this book falls more into the kinky category. This is Alice in Leatherland. $5.
So happy.
Mm-hmm.
Chip, I've been trying hard not to make that joke, but
Ship, I can have Jay ban you if you need it. Like if you can't contain yourself, like for your own good, for like 5 minutes. All right, Kyle Starks, Artyom Toplin. Fuck this place, Volume 1. Not at all spicy, but very cussy. Sunstone goes to Triple B.
poor Triple B. Triple B is
But
all nice.
you know, man, I'll work this out with you. I'm not, not being Mr. Hard Guy on this. I'm just doing this for fun because Jay had to take the night off because he wasn't feeling good. So, this is a book about a girl who, when she climaxes, time stops, and a guy who, when he's ready to go again, time starts again. And they start.
Wait. I can name that book in one note.
Right? They start hooking up and doing crime. This is Sex Criminals by Chip Zdarsky and Matt Fraction. I do have 2 copies. If you want one, claim it now.
One of the best things ever. Since a year 2. So we're talking 10 years ago at this point. Something like that. Maybe even more. Matt and Chip were both at the show. Sex Criminals was at the height of its new popularity. And Chip decided to bring a bottle of white out.
Mm-hmm. I may or may not have some of that art.
Oh no, this was this was their that's how he was signing the books.
Yeah, but I have some of the art they drew together.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Walking Dead Volume 1, $5.
Speaking of Cincy.
Walking Dead Volume 2, $5.
Tony Moore was one of the founders of that show.
Mm-hmm. I will see Tony Moore in a few weeks at the Toledo Tattoo Festival. Excuse me, Toledo Tattoo Festival.
Oh, nice. I forgot.
He's a guest there every year.
I forgot he's doing tattoo festivals now. I haven't seen him in forever. I used to talk to him every now and then, but haven't talked to him in a long time either. I mean, they really, like, for the most part, just kind of hold up in their happy farm in Kentucky, and they've been happy. So I applaud them for that.
All right, this book I'm going to put up because there's enough people here who will dig this. There's a pull quote on the back from Rockin' Robbie, who you see on the Monday night comic collectible show. A delightfully fun tale with exciting and dynamic artwork. This is one of my favorite comic books of 2022, 10 out of 10. Beware the Eye of Odin, Volume 1. For $5. I do have some Silver Age horror Castle. Getting to it at this moment is going to be difficult. Because I've got the trades kind of everywhere.
What? You're always so organized, Kyle.
Well, because I've got... So, like, for instance, I have 5 copies of this here right now.
Interesting.
So I'm moving, like, volume to get to other things. Like I'm like reorganizing as we go.
Kyle, looping back to the thing you were trying to find out, Sammy's promotion is not in Columbus; it's in Des Moines, and it's called the
No,
Wrestling Revolver.
Wrestling Revolver is based out of Columbus. They do Columbus, Indianapolis, Des Moines, Iowa City, and one other. Lexington, maybe?
I don't know. Their own. I guess that was the wiki, not their.
Right. That's where they've been the last 3 or 4 shows. But because he's in Columbus, that's why he's able to come up and do all the Monroe shows. If that makes sense. His proximity to us helps him to do more shows around here. Okay.
I don't know who they're. I pulled up their website, and they're using a template, and
all right.
they forgot to take stock stuff out.
Okay. We need to slow down. Okay. Ship asked about Beware the Eye of Odin. Then Lorena claimed it. Ship, do you really want Beware the Eye of Odin? So Ship technically has right of first refusal. The young Viking prince Helgi has inadvertently found the missing eye of Odin. The problem is that once you touch it, you're cursed to die a horrible death of boils and decay, unless you return the eye to its rightful owner, and the rightful owner just so happens to be the king of the frost giants. All right. Lorena, he passed. You got it. But I'll throw this one up while I get some horror. Umbrella Academy, Volume 1, $5. Ship asked. Someone asked.
Asked what?
About Old Guard. It's Volume 1 of Old Guard, whoever asked.
Oh, yeah. Ship asked what book of Old Guard. Yeah.
Volume 1 of Old Guard. All right. Got about 5 minutes left, guys. Let me grab some good horror for you for coming late and hanging out. Even though I know Jay's show normally goes a lot later than this.
Kyle and I are old. We can't stay up that late.
Well, and these guys know that Kyle sometimes goes days without sleeping very much. So when I want to, when I finally want to pass out, I pass out. All right. Mr. Nope, are you still here? Triple B, I got you. I thought you had gone to bed already, or I would have showed you another Collar's book, but we'll save it for another time. Mr. Nope, if you're still here.
Mr. Nope is still around.
Mm-hmm. This is the secret variant to something that you're very into right now. This is Department of Truth #1, secret variant. Nobody knew this was coming out. You couldn't order it. You just got it. And each shop got like one. $25. All right. Let me get some horror real fast here.
Jake, go to sleep.
Holy crap! I have a book in here I didn't even know I had here.
Oh boy, that's usually a good
That
thing.
I don't want to sell, so I'm putting it back in the box. No. Like I intentionally would have like made sure not to bring it because it's not for sale. Because I need it to replace a book in my collection.
Castle, I'm 6'6". Kyle calls me the Jolly Green
Yeah, I call him Jolly Green.
when he's not telling me to shut up.
It's Sin City #1. Dame to Kill For. It's that. All right. So this is Charlton Comics, all new Ghostly Tales, art by Steve Ditko, Wally Wood, and I forget what Mr. Sutton's first name was, but staples are on the front. It's very old. It's going to be 15. I'm just getting there.
Oh, Castle, I don't want to talk about how heavy I am anymore. I need to fix that problem.
Marvel Comics, Tomb of Darkness, #9. Do it for $10. This one is really rough, but it's The Unexpected from DC. Unexpected 123. It would be $20. And because Castle asked, and I have it for $2. This cool looking Punisher 57. All right. I feel like there were a lot of questions about stuff, and I was like trying to dig.
Ship is asking if there's any Morrison or more in there, or Doom Patrol. That was about it.
I've got some real old Doom Patrol. Ship, probably not the Doom Patrol you're looking for. I have. Oh, here they are. All right. Tomb, Unexpected, Punisher. I'll go to Castle. These books are kind of rare, so they're worth a bunch of money. But I will let. Sure, you wish Ship was on YouTube. I will let Castle, if he's into these, or anybody, make me an offer. These are both Gold Key horror. This is the first Barnabas Collins in comics, Dark Shadows.
Ooh.
It's normally $50. And this is Dark Shadows #30, The Weekend Witch Hunters, which is a really popular episode of Dark Shadows. That book is also normally $50. Anybody who's into those, I will let you make me an offer on them because I know they're really high. And, you know, Dark Shadows is not something people are out there hunting. So I will let you guys kind of give me a... Throw me a number.
I think Gold Key is probably the most underrated comic publisher there's ever been.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll throw up the last thing, last horror. This is Weird Wonder Tales #3, The Thing in the Bog, $5.
I just think of all the things that Gold Key had that they did books on. It's just
Well, interestingly enough, a guy by the name of Lance owns Gold Key and is bringing it back.
no way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But he also bought Jesse James's shop in Arizona and is getting that running too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So again, Lance is he's real plugged in. He's doing some stuff. And is really kind of finding a what's what I'm looking for?
Niche?
Yeah, in the comic industry. So I'm happy for him. All right, guys, we were only going to do 2 hours. I don't know how Pat's doing. He looks exhausted. I'm getting exhausted. But there's a lot of you here. If you guys want to keep going, we can go back to trades for a little while. We could do some $2 X-Men's. You guys tell me what you want to do. There's a lot of you here. I will let Pat leave if he wants, and I will go grab another Mountain Dew, and we'll keep rolling. There is a lot of you here, so I'm down to do whatever y'all want to do.
They're all very quiet though. They're shy.
Yeah, they got very quiet when Ship got here.
I must be scary. They're all
it's
very
Ship jumped to YouTube and everybody shut up. You guys tell me what direction to go. We'll keep rolling. If not, we'll call her a night. You guys want to see?
Castle said do some Silver Age.
No, you're good. You're good. Ship, say where you're at. Castle wants Silver Age. All right. I'm gonna get some Silver Age up, and then I need to go grab a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, stay here, Shep. Jeez. Well, stay on YouTube. It's where the cool kids hang out. Although, I mean, are there any cool kids left on social media?
I got to look that book up because the price on that book seems off. So we'll do some other things that I know the prices are right on. Perfect. Okay.
Eddie, they absolutely put on a clinic last Monday. That thing was just, yeah. That promo they ran on each other was absolutely spectacular.
Okay. Let me grab a Sharpie and get this going again. First book's going to be $5. It's not Silver Age, but it's fun. It's a Wizard 1/2 from Chaos Comics. Lady Death, The Crucible.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Hughes cover. $5. $10. Ship is an OG. Ship knew about the experience before the experience existed, really. It was a conversation that me, Jen, and some other people were having with Nick. and a few others, and Ship was one of the people that we ran it by. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, number 210. This might be real early bronze, but I have it in my Silver Age box, so $10.
No one agrees on when each of them starts, so
Say again?
no one agrees on when silver ends and bronze starts. Everyone has their own opinion.
Right. Let's do some Thors. Marvel Special Edition, the Mighty Thor starring Marvel Special Edition, The Hammer and the Holocaust. $10.
Eddie, Kevin's really hurt.
Kevin, I feel like, has been hurt for about a month.
No, Kevin's been hurt for 4.
I mean, but like...
No, I mean, he hasn't really done anything since him and Cody. Like, and that was a few months ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that the whole neck thing. But I mean, like, it's been a month since, like, he ain't coming back for a while.
Yeah, he's going in for surgery.
Mighty Thor 201.
Ooh,
To Live Again and To Live Forever. This is an appearance of Pluto. It's going to be $15. Pat, talk to the people for like 45 seconds while I go get Mountain Dew.
We've got all the wrestling fans in here now, so that's a whole lot of Kyle. Ship, I'm really I don't know that all this is cleared. I can't quite figure out, because I mean, he's taken some bumps, but I don't know if he's clear for a match. It'd be fun, but because you definitely need something for Randy to do at Mania. But somebody, Eddie asked about putting the belt on Punk. No, that doesn't. He's not fighting for the title this year. But I think everyone sees where that match's swerve is going to be, and it's kind of unfortunate. It'll be good, but it's unfortunate it's kind of being telegraphed.
I've got a weird outside fan theory on Randy at Mania. Now that I'm coming back.
Okay. Who are you thinking?
Randy is going to have a Steve Austin storyline. Randy versus the Authority. It's going to be Randy versus Nick Aldis.
Yeah, that's somebody was asking about that too. I just don't know. I don't know that all this is cleared.
Well, because you saw the he was fined $50,000 and gave him $100.
Correct. Yeah.
This 50's for the next time.
Yep. And yeah, that paid off last night. So I would love to see it, because I think it'd be a great match. I just don't know. I question. I assumed that Nick came to be the general manager of SmackDown because he is not medically cleared anymore. He can take bumps just like Adam can take bumps, but he can't do a match.
Oh, I see why this book is so expensive. Holy crap. Okay.
And Eddie Braun Breaker, yeah, just absolute spectacular talent.
I have a weird feeling they're going to rebrand him soon.
That would be weird.
No, there's a storyline that I can see them building in my head that would get over so big it's not even funny.
Okay.
Which is the return of Scott and Rick. And so he becomes He starts doing the Frankensteiner. He starts doing the,
He's already doing the Frankensteiner.
but he starts calling it that.
Oh, he isn't, but they've been calling it
Right.
What's his face? McAfee's been calling it a Frankensteiner.
Right. All right, guys. This is Thor 193. Silver Surfer crossover. Hold on, let me read this. Let me read this right. Silver Surfer crossover, Thor versus Durock. This is the last Stan Lee Thor. $150. I was shocked that was in the box, y'all.
Castle's talking about Big Papa Pump, and all I can think about is they say that all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe. Steiner Math is one of my favorite promos of all time. Uh-oh. Kyle broke things. Kyle apparently kicked the power out. I don't know if it's gonna. Apparently, it won't kick me out because I'm already in the studio. So hey, it's the Pat Show. Oh, that was good. That was pretty good too. It just straight up calls him fat. That was a good one, Chip. Yeah. Can Kyle kick the power out of his stuff? He should be back momentarily and can answer that. Oh, Eddie! Wow, that's a good cut, Eddie. I'd almost forgotten about that. Stone Cold GM was just that ended up being way better than it had any business being. So, hey, there he is.
Thank God for Solid State.
I was actually surprised that StreamYard left me up and still kept the stream going, even though you were gone and you're the host.
Ken, I have it between a very fine plus and a very fine near mint. It is really nice. Give me a second. I'll show it to you up close. Let me get a few other books up there. Marvel Collector's Item Classics, number 11. This has Fantastic Four, number 16, Tales of Suspense, 51, Incredible Hulk, number 6, and Strange Tales, 126. Reprinted in it, $50. Okay.
I'm gonna run and go grab some more water. Be right back.
You're good. All right. Marvel Tales number 7, which includes ASM 10, Journey into Mystery 89, Tales to Astonish 52, and Strange Tales 105. It's a reprint of Spider-Man 10 and a bunch of other things. Beat up, $10. Hey, I found some more horror for Castle. This is the Unexpected 123. The Unexpected 123. $15. All right, Ken. Thank you for your patience. It's got one little spine crease there that could be pressed out. This book has never been pressed. Corners are all pretty tight. Definitely a press and clean would do a ton for it. You got it, Castle. The back cover is very nice looking. And the pages are white, off-white, but barely off-white. Smells right. Doesn't smell moldy or any of that kind of stuff. If you wanted to make me an offer on it, I would be open to hearing one. Night, Jay. Go back to bed. I've got a lot more room on that book than I had on the stuff we were talking about earlier.
Night, Jay. Sleep well. And Kyle, the reds on that Marvel Tales are very red.
Mm-hmm. No problem, man. I brought a lot of $2 X-Men. $2 to $10 X-Men.
Mike Winnegar is busy with his show. He's not here to buy them.
Bronze is an X-Men guy. But I brought a lot of $2 to $10 X-Men. All right, some of the stuff I showed earlier on Comic Book Shopping Network, but we'll show it again now because a lot of y'all weren't there. I told this story when I put this book up on Comic Book Shopping Network, but there was a guy who helped me start streaming who worked for me at the shop named Alex. We lost Alex in September, and he made this mistake one night on the show. And so forever when I sell these books, I'm going to make this mistake now in his memory. This is Conan the O'Brien number 30. I miss Alex all the time. He's a great guy. But we'll put that up for $30.
Did not think a Conan book was going to make me well up, but thanks, Kyle.
It's true.
Conan the O'Brien. Man, I did not remember that. I remember you say that, and I remember that show now. I remember you giving him a hard time for that.
Mm-hmm. Talking Silver Age. This is Green Lantern 33. This is in rough condition. Green Lantern 33. $15. That's why it's $15, is because it's in rough condition. Didn't mean to bring the room down, but
No, yeah.
I have to tell that story every time. Because I miss my friend. So, Adventure Comics 438, the Museum of Fear. It's a 25-cent DC book. The Spectre and Gorillas for $20.
The train wreck that we run with C4 and Top Comics from time to time, we always call Conan the librarian.
Here, this is Silver Age. Porky Pig and Bugs Bunny from Whitman. If that is a pork chop, I don't know what to do.
Look, it doesn't look like a pork chop to me. It looks like a ham steak, but same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of ham steaks, oh wow! I'm gonna talk about food in the middle of the night. Oh man. So went and vacationed for spring break down in Nashville, and we ate our way through the city.
Except you didn't go to Jerry Lawler's, so
Jerry's is in Memphis, isn't it?
no, there's one in Nashville too.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I think it's not his, but it's a franchise.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought he had a spot over in Memphis, but I didn't know.
He does. That's the main one. That's the one he's at.
Gotcha. We didn't go to the one in Memphis either, so. But just ate our way through it, and there's a place between. It's a little bit outside of Nashville. Go ahead, put the book up.
Justice League of America 104. This is a 20-center. This is not even the superpowered Justice League could stop the attacking Shaggy Man. $30.
So outside of Nashville, I want to say it was about 20 minutes, half hour out of Nashville. There's a place called the Loveless Cafe.
Mm-hmm. I know it well.
Man, do they have a ham steak. Oh. And biscuits. Biscuits. Yeah, we legitimately ate our way through Nashville and had some of the best breakfasts I've ever had.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, can't really go wrong. Shaggy Man was your nickname in high school. It was my nickname last week.
We almost killed the 14-year-old with hot chicken though.
Yeah, she seems like somebody who would be into what's the word I'm gonna use? White people seasoning.
No, okay. I need to ask this question, and I'm going to ask the room.
And you know I love your daughter, Pat, but like,
no, she's gotten really weird with it lately. But I'm going to ask this question, and it directly relates to this because is it just me, or has Flamin' Hot Cheetos become not Flamin' Hot anymore?
I don't think that's a thing. But I think there's so much on that end of the heat spectrum out available now that it seems less hot.
Maybe.
All right, guys, I'm going to switch out some of these Silver Age. I'm putting together a pile of some of the best stuff I've got left. We'll run through it and we'll get out of here. But I'm putting this pile together very quickly here. Yeah, that one's got to go in the pile. I don't normally go back and re-show books in these sales. But there's a couple that I'm going to because, well, they're Silver Age, and I don't think a lot of our Silver Age folks were here when I showed them earlier. So we're going to show them again. But give me just a second. Keep talking to Pat about flaming hot things.
Flamin' Hot Cheeto was also my nickname in high school.
Yes. I was just coming back to say that.
No, and the reason I asked that is because the kid has been just nonstop eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos now. But like, I didn't really feel like the hot chicken was that much hotter. But she also made the mistake of constantly eating a pickle with it.
Yeah, the pickle doesn't help.
Yeah, the vinegar in the pickle is going to kind of exacerbate. But she wanted to eat the pickles. So.
All right. Again, the condition on this book is not the highest quality of my Silver Age, but that's why it's affordable. It's going to be $20. This is Thor 133. It's a 12 center. Behold the Living Planet. This is the first appearance of Ego and the origin of Ego the Living Planet. $20.
Also known as Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm. Made that joke earlier, and I love it. This is a 25 center, but it is Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 16. This is Strange Tales 138 reprint. Reprint of Strange Tales 138, which is definitely a Silver Age book. So this is the bronze remake, I guess, technically of a Silver Age book. Okay. I've got 2 Marvel up. Should I put up 2 DC? Nobody answered, so I'm just going to do it. Action Comics 290. It's a 12 center featuring half a Superman. $30. And I've shown this a couple of times now. I am not 100% sure why it's priced the way it's priced. I think it may be slightly incomplete. It is in rough shape, but in my opinion, it's a major key, so we're going to do it. This is a king-size Kirby blockbuster. Superman's X-Pal, the new Jimmy Olsen, number 134. This is the first appearance of Darkseid. $50. If somebody wants the Darkseid and wants to know what's up with it, why it's only $50, I'm happy to open it. But I don't want to open it and finger it up without, somebody asking. That makes sense?
No, I want you to open. I'm kidding.
Hey, Bailey. Okay. So again, we got first Ego the Living Planet on there. Reprint of Strange Tales there in the Nick Fury. Half of Superman in Action Comics. And in Jimmy Olsen, that is the first Dark Side for $50. I'm gonna get the next batch ready for y'all as we're going through kind of the last of the Silver Age I have tonight. Got a lot of bronze here. And again, a ton of $2 X-Men for another time. Welcome in, Bailey. We are, this is the experience. We are here 5 days a week and sometimes 6. Everything comic book and pop culture. We've got entertainment shows, talk shows, review shows. We've got live art. We've got comic art for sale. Got comic book sales from local comic shops all over the country. All right, I can tell you right now, it is in very rough shape. Castle, it does have a chunk out of the cover. Not a big chunk, but it's still a chunk. Pages are off-white, but not terribly. It appears complete, but it is brittle. But Bailey, if you head over to theexplive.com, you can find out all about who we are and what we do. No problem, man. It's a book that it's got to be. It's complete. It's missing a small little chunk out of the cover, but it is a tough. It's gonna be a tough nut for somebody. So, no problem. All right. Move on from those. But that was one of those books, Castle, that like as I'm going through and I'm looking at it, like shaking a little bit because I don't want to mess it up anymore. All right. This is featuring the Doom Patrol. My Greatest Adventure 81 from DC. This is The World's Strangest Heroes versus the Nightmare Maker. $15. Fantastic Four. Shock follows shock as death strikes at night. This is a Magia appearance. I think this might be relevant in the future. You know what I mean? $35. Pat, where can people find out more about Cherry Capital Comic Con?
CherryCapitalComicCon.com and our Facebook page. We post pretty regularly on our Facebook page. We've got an event page this year. We always forget to do that, but we remember to do it this year. So we have an event page that's always good for having information. But CherryCapitalComicCon.com is always going to be the most up-to-date information and always going to give you all the information you ever wanted to know about Cherry Capital Comic Con.
Mm-hmm. Green Lantern number 31. Power Rings for sale. $20. And 15 cents originally. $40 tonight. The world's best-selling comics magazine. This is a red kryptonite story. Superman 229.
Red Kryptonite are the best Kryptonite stories.
$40.
That looks more like Batman than Superman.
Mm-hmm. Bailey, I don't know what this is, what you're doing, but we're just trying to talk comic books and pop culture here.
Apparently, we've stayed up late enough that the trolls have woken up.
Yep. All right.
I'm just... Okay.
Yeah.
That was a thing that happened.
Yeah. All right. Spectre and the Phantom Stranger. No. But I only have 4 books left. Castle, and I'm going to show those next. 4 silver left that are here. I may have some Spectre and Phantom Stranger Spectre stuff at least in the warehouse. But I just don't know at this point. Like, my brain is so sort of gobbledygook. That I couldn't tell you for certain any of it. Castle already claimed it, TJ. So I got 4 books left. And we're gonna wrap up for the night. You're good, man. You were working. I'm always, like I said, I'm good with staying late. I got another Mountain Dew. I was good with staying for a minute. Pat's here hanging out. We got a good group here. 1 troll, which not too bad. You know, we're doing good. Jay is still awake, by the way. I know because he's active on Facebook.
Jay was going to bed 45 minutes ago. What the hell?
Calling him out.
You should call him out.
On the internet.
He should be in bed.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is another DC 12 center. The Monster Go Round. Strange Adventures 189. Strange Adventures 189. The Monster Go Round. $5. World War on Earth and Ran, Rann. My native planet Earth and my adopted planet Ran, each in deadly peril. There's only time for me to save one, but which shall it be? Mystery in Space 82. Here's the thing. Nope. If it had just been farts, I probably would have leaned into it.
It was getting really weird.
Uh-huh.
Microwaves and I feel like they wanted me to take my shirt off.
This is Silver Surfer number 15. Silver Surfer number 15. Silver Surfer versus the Human Torch. Classic Marie Severin cover. It is in very good condition. $50. And if we don't see this guy in one of the new seasons of this show, I'm going to fight somebody. This is Daredevil number 58. First appearance of the Stunt Master. Hear me out, Travis Pastrana.
I'm not disagreeing that it'd be pretty awesome, but I think you're reaching to think you'll see him.
Even in one episode. $50. Okay, Claim Strange Adventures. Claim Mystery in Space to Castle. All right, those are the last two books I have for tonight that are under 20 cents, which was kind of the line I drew. Trying to figure out where to call the show, and because we went an extra 45 minutes or so, that was kind of the line I decided to draw. I appreciate everybody being here. I gotta hold on. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate Pat for being here, staying up late after his hot water heater exploded today. I appreciate Mr. Nope, TJ. TJ's been with me for like 5 hours now, guys. TJ was on the CBSN show earlier. I appreciate him. Castle, I thank you for coming in late and hanging out. I'm sorry you couldn't join as like one of the co-hosts. Louis. Ken, I think I might. But again, at this point, my brain is so foggy. Nope, you absolutely can. I just have to locate it. I think it's right here. I will grab it for you for sure. Anyway, Ken, I will look. Fill out the form and just say looking for Strange Adventure when it asks what you claimed, and I will email you if I do. What I've got, or if you wanted to go and you can email Kyle at theexplive.com your list. And I will go and check my warehouse for that. Again, I've said this before. I said this on the earlier show. I think I've said it before in this show. Guys, I'm never really sure what I'm going to find and what I'm going to come across. I am constantly buying comics. Still Henri's form, yes. It's I'm going to put it in the chat here in just a second. But I'm constantly out buying comics, looking at comics, helping people value their collection. I may be going to Grand Rapids in a couple of weeks and looking at a rather large collection. Yeah, I might have to have Pat come down and help me. But I never know what I'm going to find, so I'm always looking. So if you guys have lists of things, especially silver, bronze, even some late gold, let me know. I'm always hunting. I'm always finding stuff. But I appreciate you guys being here. Because I'm tired, because everybody stuck around so late. I have been having, and some of you know this, I've been having kind of a rough month. There's a lot going on here at the Experience that has just been stressing me out, as well as just the entirety of the comic book business. and I was having a pretty bad day today. But coming on and doing the CBSN show and then coming and hanging out with you guys tonight really has uplifted my spirits. It really has made me feel a lot better. So I appreciate y'all being here. I want Jay to feel better, so giving him a night off was super important too. So again, like, you guys did me a huge favor by being here, and I appreciate all of you. Be looking for your invoices in the next 24 hours from Conversion Box Media on PayPal, and we will be in touch. Oh, Monday, let me promote some things. Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern. Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern, Talking Shop with New York Times bestseller, Cherry Capital Comic-Con guest, author of Bird Box, Josh Mallerman, along with Dirk Manning, who they are doing a Kickstarter right now for their new book, RSVP ESP. They will be here at 5. Comic Collectibles will be back at 6. At 9 will be Best Coast Comics. Jen and Shanice and maybe me will be back on Tuesday with Minute to Skim It. Welcome to Wonderland will be back on Tuesday with Rich and AJ. And Kicking It with Henri will be Tuesday night. Wednesday, we will have Comic Collectibles again. Jay and I will be, Jay if he's feeling better, but I will definitely be back either doing another live sale or doing Kyle and Jay's Q&A again. If we have some Qs that we can especially with some Diamond stuff that's supposed to come out on Monday. Probably there will be Qs that we can And then on Thursday, we'll have What's in the Box with Miss Jen. The Geek Chat will be back. And Mel and Mog will have a special guest host doing their show. Friday, Order Up with Matthias and I. And then Nick's Original Art Show at 7. Order Up's at 1 o'clock Eastern. Original Arts at 7 p.m. And then Nancy McCann will be doing Friday Night Live from Comics Unlimited on Friday. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, Jay and I will be back next Sunday. We'll see. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you all. Give me 1 second. Pat, plug all the things one more time.
CherryCapitalComicCon.com for all the information. May 23rd to the 25th.
Yep.
Yeah, I always get the dates wrong. May 20th, Memorial Day weekend up in Traverse City, Michigan, at the Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Tom Waltz, Eric Powell, Josh Mallerman, Ross Marquand, and a whole host of others. Very comic-centric show. Come on out for the prom, for the art auction. Some of the pieces that we get on these art auctions are just absolutely it's spectacular pieces that I just can't even put into words. And apparently there's a Steve Dillon piece. So we are all very we're excited. We're just a few weeks away. We have a couple more announcements coming next week that will be happening. So until then, yeah, come on out, check it out if you can.
Ed, this is one of the shows that if you can make it up to, hit me up and we'll work it out. But we'll hang out. So because Ed lives proximal to us. Everybody, thank you for being here. We will see everybody next time here on the EXP.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.